athlete, the speed to be able to carry these vertical routes without any issue. He's going to get a handful of them just purely off of the maniacal effort that he plays with, Charlie.
So you got to get this thing right. The guy's got to be great off the field. He's got to be great in your locker room. He's going to help you set the culture for the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Steve Smith Sr., retired wide receiver of the NFL, played for the Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens, and to me is one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game. He's in my top 5 all time. But I'm not bringing him up just to talk about him. I'm bringing him up for a reason. See, after Steve Smith Sr. retired from football, he got into becoming an analyst. And in being an analyst, one of your job, not to just be on TV, is to look into new players, old players, and players that are coming into the league. And I remember one year in 2017, Steve Smith brought up a receiver he thought was going to be not only the best in that draft class, but also one of the best in the league. And for some particular reason, some guy called Steve Smith an idiot and calling this guy and saying that he was going to be the best receiver in the NFL. Oh, and the guy that he was referring to was Cooper Kupp, a Triple Crown winner, Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, that's who Steve Smith was saying was going to be great. My point is, when it comes to examining and looking at new prospects coming into the league, I take very seriously who I listen to. And Steve Smith's one of those guys. And speaking with him being a wide receiver, I take these two guys very seriously. He has high praise for both of these guys, so I looked into them myself, and I gotta say, Zay Flowers and Xavier Smith look like some real ballers. When I was looking at Flowers, wide receiver out of Boston College, he pretty much is, to me, what a wide receiver, especially in the league these days, needs to be. Someone who's not afraid to go for the ball, who wants the ball, believes the ball belongs to him. He's aggressive. He's not scared of a DB. He'll challenge the DB to go in for the ball. And like I said, having the mentality of that being, that's my ball. So he'll go get that thing. He's not going to sit and wait for it to come to him. He's jumping up over the guy or whatever he has to do to bring that thing home. And of course, some know-it-all will rip on the fact that he's only 5'10". But let me tell you something. Anybody that's still going off of this whole thing about tall, fast receivers, that's why half of y'all ain't winning nothing. Because just because a dude is tall and just because he's fast does not guarantee he is a great wide receiver that's going to be in the NFL. We've seen plenty of guys, especially since Randy Moss came in. Everybody's been looking for the next one. And even with Megatron, they're looking for another Calvin Johnson. But that is a rarity. You got to have hands to be a receiver too. But this guy has hands. He may not have height, but he's damn sure got hands. So if I'm looking at a new wide receiver to add on to my roster, this is a guy that I'm looking to get. This is the guy that I have on my board, and I'm picking in the first round. And in picking it in the first round, my boy Xavier Smith, he's right there too. He's not the tallest guy in the draft, also 5'10", but the boy can make plays. Just like Flowers, he's physical, he has great hands, he's a playmaker. You get the ball in his hands and he will do something with it. Yards after the catch, he eats all that up. That yak, he eats it all up. He's all about that. And he's damn sure about scoring touchdowns. That's what both of these guys want to do. You want to get touchdowns. They're trying to get that extra yards. They don't want it doesn't matter who's in their way. They are going to keep going. I've heard experts say that Xavier Smith also has good body control. That's they have him on the caliber with guys like OBJ and Devontae Adams have good body control. That's important for wide receivers in the NFL these days. He makes great sideline catches. Like, he will find, it doesn't matter. He can get his feet down and get that first down, and yards, it matters. Yards matter in the NFL. So if you got a guy, when you got to get that first down, it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 10. You give him the ball, he'll get that first down. He'll keep his feet down. And most importantly, with Smith, he's hungry. He's playing for Florida AMU, an historically black college. And so he doesn't get a lot of TV time. Not a lot of people know about this guy. But from what I've seen, I'm impressed. And he can hack it in the NFL. And with him having that hunger of not being known and folk doubting him and wanting to be the best, that gives him an edge over some of the other receivers in this draft who went to the big schools and everyone knows their names. Makes him just as dangerous, if not even more. He's physical. He's hard to bring down. If you get him down on the first tackle, you consider yourself lucky. It takes a couple of times for somebody to come try to get this guy down on the ground. And he makes plays. He's a true playmaker. So anybody that picks this guy is getting what their money's worth. In the NFL, being tall is great, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Because there have been a lot of guys that have come into this league and that were super tall and were super garbage. Both these guys, to me, are what a wide receiver should be. I've never been that big on speed. It helps for someone to be fast in the NFL, but everybody's fast in the NFL. So if you fast and you ain't got no hands, you're pretty much useless, especially in the wide receiver position. So these guys here, to me, from what I've seen, they got the hands, they got the guts, and they damn sure got the motivation to be one of the best in this league. We've seen it numerous times. A lot of these guys will slide down to the second and third or fourth round. Guys like A.J. Brown, D.K. Metcalf, and Deebo Samuel. Yeah, all three of those dudes are badasses, and they've been kicking ass ever since they've been in the league. So that's why I'm saying for these guys, do not take a chance. Do not let these guys slip through your fingers. Don't be selling yourselves like, well, they'll be in the later rounds. No. First round come, you on the clock, you need receivers, pick up one of these boys. Because if you don't, 9 times out of 10, they're going to make you pay for it. Thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.